I don't even recognize myself anymore.
I'm really worried about him. His addiction. I haven't seen him like this. Ever.
Hey, look, I never wanted to start using. I knew the drill, but I was out of options.
I just want to tell him it's not your fault. There are people out there who can help. People who have felt your pain. They know what you're going through.
This has to stop. I'm losing everything. Everyone.
You've been strong your whole life. You can do this, but you have to reach out for help.
It's time. I can do this.
Addiction is a disease, and diseases need treatment.
Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-378-3508, 800-378-3508. That's 800-378-3508. Paid for by the Detox and Treatment Helpline.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Elevating with Marcia. I'm your host, Marcia Hawkins. Welcome to the show today. So over the past couple of years on the show, I've talked many times about my commitment to health and wellness, and I do practice it for the most part every day. Now, I'm not going to tell you I don't fall off the wagon once in a while like everybody does, but predominantly I am very committed to a healthy lifestyle, and I subscribe to the belief that prevention truly is the best medicine. I also believe that making good choices and not making that instant gratification choice that kind of pays us back later is always the way to go. You know, kind of play the tape forward, if you will. You know, sometimes eating junk food is just not the best decision. So I always subscribe to that. But also sometimes as we age, as you all know, we're kind of all in search of that fountain of youth. We're all looking for a way to feel better, live better, have more energy, sleep better, weight loss. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting a little assistance for that. We all search it out and we try to incorporate it into our life. So today, I'm super excited. We're going to be talking with Dr. Brent Agin from tellwellnessmd.com. That's tellwellnessmd.com. He's going to be talking about, obviously, what I just talked about, making good choices. I've said it a few times on the show. I really feel Western medicine has really kind of reverted to treating symptoms versus getting at the root cause. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that with Dr. Brent. And we're also going to be talking about, and we have talked about that in the pre-show. So I'm kind of excited to share some of that with you. And I'm going to have him back on the show a couple of times so we can try to assist you in finding the right strategies, the right choices, and the right products to kind of help you make you feel and look your best. So Dr. Brent Agin is going to be joining us today. But all right, we're going to talk sports eventually. I got a lot of interesting things going on that I can talk to you about with that, but we're going to save that for another show. You are listening to Marcia, Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203-217 and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Also iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, Tuned In, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk with Dr. Brent Agin of tellwellnessmd.com. We'll right back.
Do you have no credit or bad credit? Well, now it's no problem with YourCreditPulse.com. Our experts have the comprehensive knowledge to help you aggressively navigate and remove any irregularities from your credit report. Call 559-761-9421 for the solution you've been looking for, from buying a house or a car or securing your next personal or small business loan. All you have to do to get started with a confidential and free consultation is call 559-761-9421 or go to our website at YourCreditPulse.com now.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
Wait, every time you wake up is the same day? That's terrible.
Don't worry, I call Progressive. Their 24/7 protection still works even if my day does last forever.
Yeah, but don't you want it to end?
Are you kidding? I win the lottery whenever I want and never regret anything. It's the best.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Have you ever wished the student athlete in your family could play baseball against teams in the Caribbean? Well, now they can set sail and do just that with Team Avenue Baseball on one of its iconic Caribbean cruise camps. That's right. If they love baseball and want an experience they'll never forget, then you need to call 559-321-6701 or visit teamavenuebaseball.com right now. Founded by former pro ball players, teamavenuebaseball.com will lead to the baseball adventure of a lifetime. Call 559-321-6701 now.
Are you looking for solutions for health and wellness at home? Please visit antiagingbed.com. They are on a mission to use proven technology to provide you with healthy solutions to many conditions that affect all of us physically and mentally. Use promo code WELLNESS for your discount. Antiagingbed.com. Technology proven to help you feel your best. Use promo code WELLNESS. Antiagingbed.com. Feel your best. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by telewellnessmd.com. Receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code Marcia. Book your consultation with Dr. Brent Agin today. Learn about their products and therapies to help you look and feel your best. telewellnessmd.com with the promo code Marcia. Stop by telewellnessmd.com, promo code Marcia. Hi, Marcia Hawkins here of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by marciahawkinsagency.com. We're a full-service multi-line agency, and we offer a unique product called Indexed Universal Life Insurance. It's not your typical life insurance policy. Learn how you can pull money out tax-free in retirement with an Indexed Universal Life product. Please check out marciahawkinsagency.com and book a consultation today. marciahawkinsagency.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203, 217, and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. So we're not going to talk about sports today, but we are going to be talking about health and wellness, which obviously, if you're an athlete or you play sports, you really do need to look and feel your best in order to participate in that. So we're kind of talking about that today. But welcome to the program, Dr. Brent Agin. How are you today?
Doing very well. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I have followed your company for quite some time. I'm happy to disclose I'm a customer, a client, patient of yours as well, and totally believe in everything that you're doing. And, we talked a little bit about this in the pre-show. We spoke a couple of days ago, and we kind of talked about the angle that we wanted to position ourselves for the program today. So I kind of want to start off with that. We both agreed that, Western medicine, for trauma, I will say for trauma, you can't beat the United States for trauma medicine. If you have something like that, the best place you can be is in one of our trauma hospitals. I will not take that away from the medical community. But do you subscribe to the fact that we have really gone to a pill popping? People go to the doctors, I've said this before, for a happy pill, a pain pill, or a why me pill, rather than treating the root cause. Do you subscribe to that?
Absolutely. That is the whole reason for the growth of this company structure, is just giving access to people that don't understand just how important lifestyle is and the various therapies that are really not promoted in traditional medicine. And it's really tough for the doctors to really understand the power of lifestyle when they don't have the time to discuss it and implement it. So that's what really drives this whole focus on pharmaceuticals as the answer, is because there's not enough time for doctors to actually sit and have that individualized approach where they can sit and actually go through just what in my mind is the best medicine, which is lifestyle, sleep, diet, exercise, nutritional supplementation, and other therapies that really support a healthy lifestyle. And that's really what it comes down to.
I'm glad you brought that up. Everyone knows that listens to my show. I'm in the insurance industry, sales and marketing and insurance. And let's call a spade here. A lot of the insurance companies are dictating and the actual cause of why these doctors do not have time to sit down with a patient who's 100 pounds overweight and go over diet and exercise and really get them to make lifestyle modifications versus here's your prescription, here, let's do a lap band, let's do this, let's do that, instead of getting at the root cause. And I've heard number of times where people get on these medications, and I can attest to it because I do a lot of health intakes for health insurance, and people will tell me a medication they're on, and I instinctively know 5 or 6 medications are going to follow that because of the side effects. So we're really on a vicious cycle here. We really, really are. And I'm sure you would agree that you're not looking for people to go to tellwellnessmd.com and look for a magic pill. What you're looking to do, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you are looking to augment and enhance what people instinctively are already doing and giving them the best shot at health, wellness, and anti-aging. Is that a good assessment?
That's a perfect assessment, because you're exactly right. There is no magic pill. And so, and it's so sad because, even in my clinical practice, when patients come in, new patients, that have been going to traditional medical doctors for so many years, they have no clue all the different things that they could be implementing that can, completely change their whole health status. Whether you have diabetes, you're obese, you have heart disease, even cancer, any disease, autoimmune disease, there is always going to be something that can be brought out of that through lifestyle changes. And so the therapies on TeleWellness MD are just really, they're really just, like you said, to augment or be an adjuvant to a healthy lifestyle. And so they really just help get people maybe take a shortcut to getting a little bit of motivational energy or weight loss or better sleep. But once that gets going, then once you get to the other side, you start to realize, they start to see, oh my gosh, this is pretty easy once you get the lifestyle in place. And so that's exactly it. There's no magic pill. This is just a way for people to identify that if they eat well, if they get good sleep, if they do a certain amount of exercise and have some nutritional supplements, which I now believe are not a supplement to a healthy diet, they're actually a requirement, that they can achieve a health status that they just never knew that they could reach without going through traditional methods.
Yeah, food is medicine, and people just don't realize that. I do health intakes all the time for health insurance, and I always tell people who are looking for a life insurance policy, money does not buy you insurance, your health does. And people, for your driving record buys your auto insurance. I can't stress that enough. And people, for some reason, do not get that. But I think that we have been trained. You go to the doctors. I tell this story all the time on the program. When my children were little, I had to go to CVS to get them amoxicillin for an ear infection. There was a small little basket with a couple of prescriptions with one pharmacist. Now you go into some of the drugstores, especially the chains, there's a 5-lane highway, a drive up, 5 pharmacists, 10 techs, and a waiting room. Like, have we gotten that sick over the years? Now, granted, there's been a lot of R&D with pharmaceuticals, and there are some wonderful life-saving drugs out there. But I got to tell you, after watching my sister pass away from ALS, there was nothing to help her. There's a number of diseases out there that there's nothing to help these people. But if you are, if you suffer from anxiety or depression or whatever, they are more than happy to give you a pill. And I'm not to say that is not necessary for some people. Don't misunderstand me. There are places for medication, but I just feel like we have gone to that prescription pad many times, way too many times, and we are overlooking the obvious, which is what is causing your symptoms.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that if everyone just understood that it's really damage versus repair.
Yes.
So if you win the battle of damage versus repair, if your repair system, if your innate ability to heal is intact, you win. But all these different things, all these different factors, stop exercising, poor sleep, too much stress, eating bad foods, too much processed foods, medication side effects, inability to absorb nutrients, all these things just start to reduce your repair mechanism. And eventually, if damage is winning, you know what's going to happen.
Oh, so true. And, I know a couple of the medications that, a lot of my clients are on causes fatty liver disease. And, then of course the alcohol consumption in this country, I think there's a liquor store on every corner. And again, I'm not saying don't drink. I'm not advocating. I mean, I just think we have got to adapt a lifestyle that is moderation, really looking at what you're doing. And I always say, play the tape forward. is it really going to do you a whole lot of good? I hate to say it, but we live in a very obese country. In my opinion, are Twinkies that good? Probably not. But for whatever reason, we have trained ourselves, to go for the fast food, like you said, processed foods, and just making really bad choices. I don't understand it, but you probably see it more than I do in your practice.
Yeah, totally. It's interesting. That's what it is. It's just, to really redirect someone into not living to eat, but eating to live is such a difference. And, but once they understand it, and you nailed it with moderation, it's telling them you don't have to give up everything you like. You just can't do it all the time. And you don't have to exercise every day. You just have to exercise a little bit. And then it starts to click to them. But it takes a little bit of time. And it's so sad that people don't think that that's just simple logic.
Yeah, I know. There's a show, I think it's called My 600-Pound Life. And I admit it's my guilty pleasure. Sometimes I have watched it. And I watch it more because of the behavior. The behavior on every single one of them is the same. And a lot of times the disclaimer at the beginning of the show clearly states these people are having surgeries where the cure is less than 5%.
Right.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And that's a lot of medicine. You nailed it. I mean, we have so much advanced technology. We spend more money on healthcare, but yet there's a rise in every area of disease. And when you look back, and if those statistics were more available to people, they'd start understanding that you have to be a little bit more autonomous in your health and your life and your wellness, because the statistics are showing you that. They're obvious. They're right there for you to see if we could put those out there for people.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, 217 on the app, 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can check me out on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, iTunes, Tuned In, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Dr. Brent Agin of tellwellnessmd.com. That's tellwellnessmd.com. We're going to talk about therapies and what you can do to live your best life. We will be right back.
Do you need to sell your home? If you've sold a home before, you remember how stressful and expensive it was. Sold.com is here to help you sell your home for the most money and with the least amount of stress. There are new ways to sell your home that you've never heard of before. Did you know there are companies who'll offer you cash for your home? Did you know you could trade in your home for a new one? Did you know there are realtors who'll sell your home for a flat fee instead of an expensive commission? It's true. Sold.com services are free. So if you're looking to sell, make this free phone call right now and learn how your next home sale can be faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Pick up your cell phone and call right now. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. 800-449-1759. Again, that's 800-449-1759.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, 217 on the app, 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. We're talking today with Dr. Brent Agin of telewellnessmd.com. That's telewellnessmd.com. Check out the website. They've got really good products. Full disclosure, I am a patient of Dr. Agin's. I absolutely believe prevention is the best medicine. And I believe that when you live a healthy lifestyle, you have tools in your toolbox to actually augment that and help you feel your absolute best. So yeah, totally subscribe to it. So welcome back to the program. And I want to talk in this segment. We talked in the first segment about, the importance of prevention, some lifestyle modifications, but let's talk about, let me ask you this. How did you get started in the anti-aging, and what is your specialty when it comes to medicine, and how did you transition into Telewellness MD?
That is a great question, and I'm glad you asked. So I played soccer in college, and so when I started to do my residency in family medicine, so that's what my initial specialty was family medicine. I immediately saw the way that medicine was going to be practiced. It was going to be not individualized, very cookie cutter. Very obviously insurance driven. So, you really, you could see that you were going to be having to battle time, and that you were never going to have enough time to actually sit with a patient and actually get to the root cause and actually be able to explain, to actually practice. And so as soon as I got out of residency, I decided to go and do my own thing and start to kind of move out of insurance-based medicine. And I started a practice completely focused on what I believed, which is, I was always an athlete. I was always into being fit, health, wellness. And I believed that, that was the key to helping people live the best lives. And so that is what, so immediately out of residency, I jumped into wellness. And so and you mentioned something really nicely, because you said that you really believe in preventative medicine, but you also talk about anti-aging. And that is the neatest thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, is that if all you're trying to do is do the right things to prevent disease in the future, you're also doing the exact same thing to age better and look better. So age management medicine and disease prevention are the same thing. So if you don't want to be sick later in life, if you don't want to have to deal with hospitals and medicines and illness, then also you're doing the same exact thing as you can to also anti-age, or, so they're really hand in hand. And that's what I think that people need to understand.
No, you are so right. You are so right. I mean, again, not to be redundant, but when I do a health intake and I start asking questions, I mean, I can get believe it or not, and I'm sure you can relate to this when you do an intake with a patient, you get a very good insight into what their lifestyle is like.
Yeah.
And, and I'll give a lot of people a pass, though, when you've been conditioned to fast food and, grabbing a muffin and a coffee and, a culotta that's got, 80 grams of sugar in it. And I do want to talk a little bit about sugar, because I do believe that's another addiction we have in our society. But it's so amazing to me that people don't realize that you're right. They run in tandem. So if you are, living a healthy lifestyle and doing everything in moderation. And again, I'm not telling people they have to go, join CrossFit, which I think is very taxing on the body. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. I've always been one of moderation. I know a lot of people love to run. I'm not a runner, and I'll tell you why. Every time I've spoken to an anti-aging doctor or person or someone who promotes it, they always tell me, oh, yeah, when you run a lot, you get runner's face. Well, you get very thin in the face. And to me, the impact it has on your hips and your knees, it's not for me. I'm not saying running's not good, but again, even if I did run, I would do it in moderation. I would not be, training for marathons, but that's me. I'm all about moderation. I believe everything you do in moderation. And how many times have you heard people say, oh, I can eat what I want because I just go work it off? Well, what does that account for? Honestly, about 11% of your overall health is what you do. So, I don't know, you can confirm or deny that, but that's what I've read, that about 11% of your activity contributes to your overall health. Is that pretty much accurate?
That's about right. Yes, that's you're spot on. You're speaking better than most doctors out there.
I'm telling you, I research like I went to med school, and people laugh at me. In fact, I have a brother who calls me Dr. Marcia, because he'll call me up and say, what do you think we should do about this for mom? And I'm like, let's try this and let's try that. And I find myself, when I'm talking to her doctor, where I tell them what I want versus what they want. And at times, maybe I will say most of them do go with what I want. And sometimes they don't. But I mentioned to you on the pre-show that I have a doctor locally to me, and I definitely want to make the connection with the two of you because you both are on the same page. He's very much into hyperbaric chamber treatment, which I actually got to experience that last week in Florida, which was totally cool. I had another advertiser on that has another company in Florida, which I might want to hook you up with as well. But it's so interesting. There's so many companies out there that are promoting anti-aging. And I think some of it is complete garbage, which I think you'll probably agree to that as well. They're not run by doctors or medical professionals, and it's just a gimmick, and it doesn't really work. And they too do not promote, like, look, I can help you with your anti-aging, which is what I love about your company. You do an intake with patients. People do not just call or go to your website and order stuff. You actually take the time to speak to them and find out what their goals are, find out what their overall health is like, and then you develop a plan for them. Correct?
Correct. Yeah. And what's nice is that is exactly what we do. But the other great thing is that there is a subset of the population that speaks our language, that, they know exactly what they want because they're educated. They do the research. They check out the different therapies we have, and they know what they want. They know what they need because they're spending the time to do the research instead of just just assuming that our healthcare system has their wellness in their best interest, because our healthcare system doesn't have the time, because not everybody's the same. That's the problem, is that with the lack of individualized medicine, these doctors don't have a time to just say, hey, they just tell, that's what they do. Hey, you need to go exercise. Hey, you need to eat better. Well, if they knew that, they would already be doing it. And so I think a lot of our customers are really educated. And that's the nice thing about it. It's nice to be able to speak with people that already understand moderation and already understand lifestyle and are saying, hey, what can I do to just make me more healthy? I want to prevent disease, and I want to live and look and live the best I can. And that's the nice thing about it. So we have both types of clients.
Well, that must be rewarding, because if you went the traditional route and just went into family practice and allowed the insurance companies to dictate how you were going to run your practice, let's face it, let's be honest, healthcare is not really about saving your life. It's more about, it's a business. Let's call it what it is. It's a business. Once the insurance companies got knee deep into healthcare, a lot went out the window, in my opinion. I've seen a huge shift in my life. I remember when, as a youngster, it felt, at least anyways, that it was about your health, but it honestly does not feel that way anymore. So it must be pretty rewarding when you speak to a client or say that, they're telling you what they're trying to accomplish. And let's face it, we all, after a certain age, can use a little bit of help. And so in that respect, you're just there to point them in the right direction, explain the therapies, and we're going to talk more about that in the next segment. But you're able to really design a plan for them to really help them feel well. And, it's unfortunate that we don't have more doctors. Now, I'm finding more and more in my travels, I am finding more and more doctors that are really going the concierge route, where they're not taking insurance, and, you call them, you make an appointment, and they're structuring, their care based on, everything we've talked about. But I must say, you guys really are, guys and girls, are really more, really the minority versus the norm.
Yeah, they say that there's still less than 5% of physicians out there that are practicing wellness or preventative anti-aging medicine. And I think that, and I do a lot of physician trainings now, and what's neat is that the doctors that seem to be moving into concierge models or moving into wellness are the doctors that found themselves that, hey, traditional medicine isn't helping me. I want to get healthy. I don't feel healthy. They're stuck in kind of their own situation, and they start to realize that they need to do things different than they are themselves. Go out and look at what therapies are out there. They start to realize that they got to improve their lifestyle. And once they figure it out, they realize, oh my gosh, I got to give more to my clients and my patients. And that's the ones that they say, okay, it doesn't matter if they're OBGYN, an ER doctor, orthopedic, family medicine. They're the ones that are going out and saying, hey, I gotta do some things differently. And they say, I got to learn more, and I want to implement more.
Yeah, like I said, the doctor I want to connect you with at some point is very much into that. He used to say that the other doctors in his practice, he's a urologist by trade, called him the voodoo doctor. So I got quite a kick out of that. But let me take a quick break. This is Elevating with Marcia on XM 203, 217, and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Check out telewellnessmd.com. We're talking with Dr. Brent Agin about healthy lifestyles, wellness, and what we can do to help you feel your best. We will be right back.
Progressive's Home Court Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Now that we've covered something you could do, it's time for sports stuff you definitely could not do.
If you were head coach, you would not have gone for it on fourth down. Your confidence in your play calling ability might be a little overblown, considering you're barely confident in which restaurant to order takeout from, let alone choosing a play in front of 70,000 screaming fans.
But you definitely can use Progressive's Home Court Explorer to easily compare rates. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Do you have no credit or bad credit? Well, now it's no problem with YourCreditPulse.com. Our experts have the comprehensive knowledge to help you aggressively navigate and remove any irregularities from your credit report. Call 559-761-9421 for the solution you've been looking for, from buying a house or a car or securing your next personal or small business loan. All you have to do to get started with a confidential and free consultation is call 559-761-9421 or go to our website at YourCreditPulse.com now.
Hi, Marcia Hawkins here of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. We're a full-service multi-line agency, and we offer a unique product called Indexed Universal Life Insurance. It's not your typical life insurance policy. Learn how you can pull money out tax-free in retirement with an Indexed Universal Life product. Please check out MarciaHawkinsAgency.com and book a consultation today. MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. Hi, this is Marcia Hawkins of Elevating with Marcia. Please stop by telewellnessmd.com. Receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code Marcia. Book your consultation with Dr. Brent Agin today. Learn about their products and therapies to help you look and feel your best. telewellnessmd.com with the promo code Marcia. Stop by telewellnessmd.com, promo code Marcia.
Have you ever wished the student athlete in your family could play baseball against teams in the Caribbean? Well, now they can set sail and do just that with Team Avenue Baseball on one of its iconic Caribbean cruise camps. That's right. If they love baseball and want an experience they'll never forget, then you need to call 559-321-6701 or visit teamavenuebaseball.com right now. Founded by former pro ball players, teamavenuebaseball.com will lead to the baseball adventure of a lifetime. Call 559-321-6701 now.
Remember your favorite movie moments? Ever thought about collecting them and connecting with your favorite creators? Now you can turn that wish into a reality with Reel 8. Reel 8 is an inaugural NFT marketplace for fans to collect exclusive behind-the-scenes moments. With Reel 8, you can access unique experiences like meeting the cast and crew live. Visit reel8.com/USA now to join a community of like-minded fans and get even closer to the films you love. Don't miss the latest NFT drop. Check out reel8.com/USA. That's REEL, the number 8.com/USA.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're talking with Dr. Brent Agin of TelewellnessMD.com. You're out of Florida. You're a general practitioner by trade. However, you immediately saw the flaws in the healthcare system and decided you were going to do something about it, which I love. So welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Just had a little distraction there, but thank you very much for having me again. Yeah, this is so great. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries about that. It happens when you're, when TV, radio stuff happens. So no worries. So I want to talk on the last segment. I want to talk about the therapies that you offer. TelewellnessMD.com. TelewellnessMD.com. You can go to the website. You can book a consultation with Dr. Agin. We'll go through your history, find out specifically what you're trying to accomplish. I know that you have a weight loss therapies. And again, we both agree that this is not for someone coming in who's 500 pounds overweight. This is somebody who's might be trying to get that extra 10 pounds off or extra couple pounds that they just can't seem to get off. But you're not looking for people who are extremely unhealthy. Not to say that you wouldn't help somebody like that, but the cornerstone of your practice really is getting people to live their best life and feeling good, sleeping well, and all of that works in tandem for you to feel your best. So let's talk a little bit about the therapies that you offer. So let's talk about some of the weight loss ones that you have and confirm or deny what I just said.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, obviously we want to help everybody. But when you're on several medicines and you might have a lot of different conditions, you really need a face-to-face, hands-on group of doctors to help kind of get you through or navigate through the health part of it. But on the wellness side of it, even once people make the decision that they're going to go to a wellness-based lifestyle, these therapies can help anyone. But you nailed it as saying that this is what we do in our medical clinics. So for over 20 years, I've really been just looking for all the most evidence-based, from weight loss to peptide therapies to nutrients, supplements. Even strategies that you can use to prevent disease and basically increase your vitality. And so that's really what it comes down to, is finding and you said it in the first segment, was that there are a lot of therapies out there that, that might look great and a lot of bells and whistles, but really don't provide a real health solution or wellness solution based off the amount of money you have to spend. And so that's what telewellness is about. We go out and we find the therapies that work, find the therapies that have evidence behind them, or find the therapies that have worked in our own clinical observational trials in our own medical center in Florida. And so with these therapies, they're really a guide or a tool for people that already understand that they have to eat better, they have to exercise a certain amount, they need to change their diet, and these products will really kind of complement that lifestyle change and actually improve and actually get the most out of those changes. And so, for an instance, you talked about weight loss. I mean, over 20 years, you can see obesity is increasing in the United States. So weight loss has been a huge target of trying to find out what we can do to get people to not just lose weight, but to sustain it. And so we wrote a program also on part of that is people have to realize that they can't lose weight and sacrifice health. That is a very key thing when you're talking to clients, is you cannot sacrifice your health for weight loss. And so that means is that you can't do a diet that reduces your protein, or gets rid of a certain macronutrient, like saying, okay, you can't have carbs ever, or, you can't have fat, you can't do that. And so
Yes.
you have to have a program that is going to include all your nutrients, not take away, and realize that also it's not a marathon or not a sprint. It's a marathon. So we adopted intermittent fasting as an example in a program that people can lose weight, or if you have to just, you're just looking to stay healthy. Well, there's science behind it. This is evidence-based solution for people trying to lose weight or maintain their weight loss and be able to do it in a healthy way. And the weight comes off. We're really looking at increasing energy, improving mood, making people feel great. And then guess what? The weight will come off with that.
I'm a huge fan of intermittent fasting. I think it is like the best kept secret in weight loss. I don't know.
Yes,
it's hard
totally.
for people though. It's very hard for people to adapt, that type of lifestyle. It's something, I always say, try something for 45 days, because once you do it, you're probably committed to continuing on, especially because after 45 days, I would guess that they're going to see results. They're going to feel better. They're going to have more energy. And that alone is going to anchor them in that type of program.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And it is hard. And a lot of wellness is front loaded. You have to invest in yourself. I mean, our body, we are our biggest assets, but people don't want to spend money. And I love telling people that if you think wellness is expensive, try illness. And that resonates with people. They see messages, and that's our message even with telewellness is, invest in yourself, because if you put some money, put some time, get a personal trainer, learn how to make food by using one of those food cooking services, and find a non-traditional doctor. And then once you get your lifestyle down, it's free. Lifestyle's free. Sleep, diet, and exercise are all free. So once you understand it, the price goes down, the investment goes down, and the return keeps coming.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so glad you said that. I mean, everything you're saying, I'm like clapping. It's just so true. It is so true. I remember one time walking into a diner back in several years ago. I did a walk from Massachusetts down to Washington, D.C. It was called Walk a Mile for a Soldier. It was to honor our military. My son was in the military at the time, and they were losing many soldiers over in the Iraq war. Very stressful time in my life. And, I walked down to DC, and we stopped at this diner, and because that was all that was there. And we walked in, and the grease on the plate was so thick, it was like a mirror. I could see myself. And the guy that I was standing next to looked at me, and he said, "You know what?" He goes, "We really know how to die." I was like, it was so perfectly said, because it kind of summed up everything that I have felt about, not only the healthcare system, but about, what we're really teaching. And now with the invention of the internet, which has been around for decades, but I am very surprised how few young children I see riding bikes, I don't see kids out, playing outside anymore. You don't see the playgrounds really full anymore. And you go to the grocery store, and the mother has handed her cell phone or an iPad to a kid to just kind of play games on. And that I got to be honest with you, it does worry me. I don't think kids are taking swimming lessons like they used to do and getting the exercise. So and I love the internet. Don't take it the wrong way. I love the internet, what it can do, but I do see a downside to it as well.
Well, you're right. And it is very scary, because, what I try to explain, because it's very tough right now, because and a great example of this is that when you start talking about weight, you start talking about obesity, I don't think people understand that they have now termed obesity as a disease. So if obesity is a disease, how can we have overweight mannequins in some of our big stores? Because that message in the social media and political messages out there saying be comfortable in your skin, and having overweight mannequins, it just completely is putting this idea that it's okay to be sick. That's exactly what it's saying. It's saying it's okay to be ill when they're having overweight mannequins. And that is the message that is causing, really keeping this obesity trend moving in that direction. And they shouldn't have that,
Definitely.
And it's very disturbing in a sense.
Yes, I'm sorry if it cut out for a little bit, so I was afraid I didn't have you back. But basically what you're saying is that it's acceptance. And I get it. I mean, there are people who are larger and they are very comfortable in their skin. And I on one hand, I applaud that. The last thing I want to do is judge somebody, because that's not what I'm here to do. But it comes down to whether or not it's healthy for you. And you're right. I mean, it's listed as, come on. I mean, I do intakes, and if you're over a certain weight, I actually have to charge you more for your health insurance because of that on the private sector, not so much on Obamacare, but in the private sector. And then if you hit a certain point, I can't even write you. You're too high of a risk for the insurance company. They simply will not accept you. So you're right. And again, I know you and I both are here not to judge anybody, but to really show you an alternative, ways that you can improve your health. And there's nothing worse than finding out that somebody who has smoked a pack of cigarettes every day, and all of a sudden they find out, even if they've quit, they find out that they now have stage 5 lung cancer, and all of a sudden they want to get healthy. When you're really sick, while I still suggest that you make better choices when you're sick, but unfortunately it's unfortunate that people are not getting that prior to being diagnosed with something, because at that point, in most cases, it can be too late. And once you're diagnosed with something, like I tell people all the time, for some reason, we talked about this in the pre-show, there's so many people that are clamoring to get diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I don't quite get it, but I see it again in my intakes all the time. I see a lot of people that just for whatever reason, it's I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it, to be honest, but they want to get diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And I always tell them, be careful what you wish to get diagnosed for, because once it's in your medical record, everything's digital now, and we have to run an MIB report for a life or a health policy. Chances are, if those are in your MIB report, you're going to be uninsurable. And people don't understand that. They simply do not understand that. I don't know why. I really don't.
Well, I think one of the explanations is that when you are suffering from something, it doesn't matter if it's anxiety, if it's depression, or if it's pain, food sensitivities, you look at like fibromyalgia, whether it's bipolar or fibromyalgia, these people are suffering. They're going to their doctors. Their doctors are telling them, we don't know what it is. We're sorry. We don't know what it is. Yeah. People are almost asking for the diagnosis just so they can say, I knew there was something wrong, but there's still no solution to get rid of it except pharmaceuticals. And so that's the thing, is these doctors aren't telling them or helping them find solutions to get rid of the symptoms. Instead, they're providing them a diagnosis, which gives them, there's something, now I understand what's wrong with me, but they don't give them the solution on how to fix it.
No, that's very true. My husband worked for a school nurse at one of the local high schools, and she was telling him that 83% of the kids were on anti-anxiety and antidepressant medication, which to me was absolutely beyond staggering. All right. We do got to we're coming up on a hard break. Again, we're talking with Dr. Brent Agin of telewellnessmd.com. I really encourage you to run by his website, telewellnessmd.com, and schedule a consultation with him. He will point you in the right direction in getting your life back on track with health and wellness. We're going to take a quick break. This is Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203, 217, and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Check out telewellnessmd.com, and I will be right back.
Have you written a book? You can become a published author with Dorrance Publishing, the nation's oldest publishing services company. Countless authors have trusted Dorrance for nearly 100 years to bring their book to the market. Our professional team will edit your text, design your book pages, and create an appealing, eye-catching custom cover. Plus, our authors benefit from a custom book promotion marketing campaign that makes your book available where people buy books, like Amazon and brick-and-mortar bookstores. So make this free call right now to claim your free author's guide to publishing. Don't wait another day. Take one step closer to realizing your dream of becoming a published author and seeing your name in print. You've already written a book, so the next thing to do is make this free call right now to Dorrance Publishing and get your free guide to publishing. Call right now.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. That's 800-485-6003.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
All right, everybody. I just heard the 2-minute warning. I want to thank Dr. Brent Agin again for joining me in studio today to talk about what I really feel is super important, because we simply do not spend enough time on our health and wellness in a world of processed foods, fast food, not enough activity. Well, let's face it, that the internet has made us all slightly a little bit more lazy, not getting enough fresh air, in my opinion, as well. You know, we live in very stressful time. The stress factors are simply off the charts. And again, I invite you to go over to telewellnessmd.com and check out the products and the supplements that they offer. And again, you're going to be able to schedule specifically designed to meet the needs that you're trying to accomplish, your goals, your needs, what you're going to accomplish. All right. If you'd like to be a guest on Elevating with Marcia, scoot over to Facebook and Instagram. You can direct message me at Elevating with Marcia and let me know what you'd like to talk about. Check it out on Elevating with Marcia on Facebook or Instagram. You have tuned in today to Elevating with Marcia on Sirius XM 203-217 and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Again, my guest, Dr. Agin of telewellnessmd.com. I'm going to have him back on again. We're going to be talking more in depth about some of the therapies that they offer and so much more. Also, check out MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. That's MarciaHawkinsAgency.com. Check it out. We got some great products and some great business services that we can provide you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Elevating with Marcia. Again, Sirius XM 203-217 and on the app 967, the Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Check it out on iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, Stitcher, Tuned In, and my favorite, the American Forces Radio Network. Make it a great week and always be in the minute to win it. Adios.